Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
This weekend on UBC.
Hey!
As YouTube's popularity continues to grow, the content creators, people that upload stuff on it, their reputation also grows with it. I have a very beautiful and charming lady with a brains as well, the host of our very own show, which also runs on YouTube, called A Chat with Methia.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Methia Lydia. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is my first video. I hope you enjoy your stay here as you have a chat with Methia. I've always wanted to do a show like sitting down with someone and profiling people, talking about their lives, discussing issues, something of the sort. Though I presented my ideas to different TV stations, and they all
always
rejected.
take time. They say we shall get back to you.
They tell you we're going to think about it, but they never really do. They don't get back to you. Some of them just reject you and they're like, no, we can't do that. So I was like...
have you faced any rejections?
Yes, on TV. Like, you take your proposals, and because I've always wanted TV, like from day one, I've always wanted TV. Believe in what you do. No matter how many people are there to compete with you, just believe you're the best.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, in case you've just joined the show and you're wondering where we are, yes, it is a Friday, the last Friday of the month. And remember, every Friday we do it in a special way, because every Friday we move out of the ordinary, the studios, and we usher you into the weekend. This time around, we are at Protea Hotel Entebbe. And just behind me, I just feel that lovely music as you're enjoying continental breakfast, that music that smoothens you and really enjoy your breakfast. But I'm with my colleague Rachel Takali, with whom every Friday we look at some of the stories that are making headlines. This time round, she's extremely smart. This hotel is just 1 kilometer from the airport, and I think she knew she's more or less dressed like an air hostess, very smart, in blue and white. Good morning, Rachel.
Hello.
How have you been?
Quite well, I'm not complaining.
I must appreciate. I love the way you've combined, and I'm like, oh, well, I think I'm discussing with a hair hostess this morning.
I just might take a flight.
You might take a flight.
Indeed.
Well, let's look at how your week has been. Some of those stories that have really taken up the interest, the lows and the highs of the week.
I think for me, the high has been the launch of the UNDP Risk and Vulnerability Atlas, and it's meant to identify and mitigate natural disasters, because there are areas in this country that have been suffering as the years have gone by in terms of environmental impact. Some of them suffer disproportionately when it comes to lightning, others floods, landslides and other such happenings. So they now have zeroed down on the areas that suffer the most, and I think that they will be working towards helping those communities do something about these things. They're not entirely unpredictable in some cases, and so I think that is a very good thing. It was opened in conjunction with the Prime Minister's office.
Then the law?
The law, in my estimation, has been the relentless and very vigorous attack on Justice Owindolo. I think it is going to have an impact on his reputation as an officer of the law. There are people who are saying that he's incapable of being impartial in some cases. In this particular case, that has just been withdrawn. And then, of course, there is the very important aspect of confidence. Justice rests on confidence. So if you shake the confidence that people have in the judiciary in general, it is not a good thing.
Well, my week has been kind of everything. But I would look at the laws. The law is, we saw shooting of a mobile money lady that's just adjacent from here, that is in Katabi, the previous day, and this is something that had become history. But in this particular area, in a spell of 2 months, this is the second shooting, and we hope police will handle that. But also, on the other side, looking at the happenings in court, you know, yes, we understand the Constitution gives us a right. It has a facilitation that if you're not content or dissatisfied with what happens, then you can go to the Supreme Court to challenge that. But the drama that is happening there is also something that has not really gone well. And then on the other side, internationally, as a pet lover, a person who likes so much pets, Lady Gaga, her 2 dogs went missing, and she's put about $500,000 for anyone who recovers them. So
those are worth kidnapping, don't you think?
So $500,000, if you can't have that, then if you know where Lady
Then
Gaga's
you throw them in a park and go with the
French,
money.
bulldogs are, then you get that money. But let's look at some of the stories that really made headlines throughout this week, beginning with Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, that is the NUP candidate, withdrawing, that is his petition at the Supreme Court challenging the victory of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Very interesting.
Yes, it is. But I think from the start, at least from my point of view, I could see that it was not going to see the full span of proceedings. One of the things that was appointed to me was when, among the things that they sought the judge to hand down, or the justices, was the insistence that should there be a rerun, Mr. Museveni should be barred from taking part in that process. I thought that was an early way of showing us where this whole thing was going on. And besides, I think it was a poisoned chalice from the beginning. I think Mr. Wine has not been very shy about having no respect for this court. And I don't think that these justices could have received him any better than he perceives them. They're human after all.
Rachel, talking about that, we know, and I believe Robert Kyagulanyi knows, and the lead counsel in this, that if you're not satisfied with any judge on the panel, it's not about just speaking. There are legal procedures that you take, give reasons to court that, well, I believe Justice Onyedoro cannot deliver justice in this. But he chooses not to do that and continues with these allegations.
I think that is what I'm saying, that the pointers were there. I don't believe Mr. Kyagulanyi intended at any point to complete this process. I think his main intention was to injure the reputation
of the judiciary.
Absolutely.
Also the Supreme Court.
Indeed. And certain officers, to be exact. There are 3 in particular, but most importantly, he had his very, very sharp focus on Justice Dolo. And I think he has done what he intended to do. I think he has succeeded in throwing his ability to be impartial in this particular case into extreme doubt. And I really don't see how these justices could have humanly treated him the way he expected to be treated.
Of course, forgetting that Robert Kyagulanyi is in parliament because of Uganda's judiciary. Remember, he went through a by-election where the court, the same judiciary, maybe that is citing, could not be partially delivered. And that is when we saw him come to parliament through a by-election. Even recently, after the elections, it is court still that ensured security officers leave his place, leave his premises, and he gets at least his freedom. So these are some of the issues that we really look at and wonder what President has he set on himself.
But I think also one of the more interesting things to consider is that Mr. Kyagulanyi is not the only officer or the only individual who believes that Justice Dolo ought to be scrutinized additionally. We know Mr. Mabirizi is hard on his trail. He has been quite vocal in expressing doubt that Justice Dolo has any business in this particular case. So Justice Dolo is not having a very good time from my point of view. I don't know if he's enjoying this, but I doubt. I don't know that he expected that there are people who think that if you have been Mr. Museveni's lawyer, you have no business expecting to deliver a just...
Believing there's conflict of interest there.
Yes. And in fact, I think along these very same lines, the court handed down this legal notice, number 7 of 2019. And in there was very specific that if an officer of the law is in a situation where their credibility may be reasonably questioned, they owe it to themselves to step aside.
Well, this has not happened, and if you remember Malema Bidisao, his application there was trashed and actually dismissed. It there didn't even see the light of day. But so much is interesting that is happening in court. Of course, we are waiting to see if William Mayambala, he showed interest. He wrote to the Supreme Court to inherit, that is the Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu petition there. Rachel, do you see the light of day in this? Because first and foremost, when you look at Robert Kyagulanyi under NUP, at least he had a better structure, better funding, and he could get some of these affidavits ready. Though, we also see he gets a challenge at one point. Mayambala had challenges even just moving out of Kampala. Do we expect that maybe the people who are loyal to Kyagulanyi will still be witnesses if Mayambala inherits this?
I don't expect so, because I don't really believe that NUP has an interest in furthering this case. My personal perception is that their aim was to injure the reputation of this court, perhaps irreparably. I believe Mr.
The principal uses a word, meaning we exposed them, we tainted them in one or the other.
And I think that was their aim, and I think they succeeded to what degree only God knows. But I think Mr. Mayambala is being extremely cynical and sarcastic. This is a man who was dead last in the elections. You know this.
Yeah, he got 15,400 votes, around that.
And it's even questionable that he got that many, because the Electoral Commission has recently come out to examine some of the practices of their own officers, where results were mixed up. In a case where Mr. Museveni got some points at a certain station, they ended up under Mayambala, and where Tumukunde got some points, they ended up under someone else. So I doubt that he even got that many. But for him to now come forward and say he's an interested party in this, he's really sarcastic.
Yet even at the declaration of the results, he came out and declared the elections were free and fair. I thank Ugandans that gave me the 15,000 votes have gotten. He expressed contentment of the outcomes of the election.
That's why, if he's not being cynical, he's playing to someone's tune. Someone who wants to maybe cause this case to limp to an end, because it is impossible for it to get the momentum that would be coming from someone who truly believes in its cause.
Of course, we must remind Ugandans that there is a time frame, 45 days, to which the court should have handled this case, seen it through, done and dusted. And May will be the swearing in for the president then. Moving away from what happens in court, or what is happening in court, we now move to the August House, that is Parliament, the 10th Parliament, where they're debating a couple of interesting issues. First and foremost, now they're looking at the bill that seeks to expand the term for elective office from 5 to, that is 7 years, but also inside there is ensuring that the UPDF, there are ex-officials, also the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, to have more of this representation, because they believe sometimes business has been brought to a standstill because the Speaker is not there, the Deputy Speaker is not there. Rachel, looking at what is happening in Parliament, yesterday, Honorable Namuganza broke the ice. She said many members of Parliament were scared to come out and defend the extension. But then also after she boldly came out, we saw a couple of members of Parliament now in support of the extension, previous to the other 2 days where it was totally rubbished by many of them.
Indeed, they should stay ashamed. And may the shame keep them where they have been so far. The people of Uganda are on record. It is the shamelessness of many of our political leaders that has led us to many of our crises. Even the court, the good court, that upheld the removal of presidential term limits, could not live with this suggestion that they be an extension of the term of office of political leaders. But these individuals have taken it upon themselves to renew a stale, tired, and dismissed argument that someone cannot perform in 5 years. What kind of character cannot perform in 5 years? Well, the reason they're giving 5 years, you cannot be able to implement your manifesto. Why? It's too short a time. By the time to the first 2 years, you're just understanding how Parliament works. You're just fitting in. Then the other year, you're planning again for another election. At the end of the day, there's little time for you, for the constituency to benefit. Well, that shows how weak that person is. By the time you contest for an election, you have certain aims, you have certain objectives, you have certain goals, a certain vision. So if you're preparing your vision, your goals, your targets, your dreams in the middle, from the beginning of a term, perhaps until the middle, you had no business winning any election anyway. The caliber of leaders who would argue for this sort of thing deserve to be sent back to wherever they came from. The people of Uganda have been very clear. They don't want this. If you cannot perform in 5 years, just go somewhere. Go fishing, go to run a butchery. Get out of politics. You have no business. Does not this an element of reinstating the term limits? The very same people who know that many of their colleagues were sent packing for this same thing. They want to bring it, and what makes it so bad is that the person who tabled this private member's bill, Honorable Nwagaba, he says that was not part of his bill. That was smuggled in. Not only are they smuggling in a tired, dismissed, unsustainable argument, they have the audacity to try and pretend it is a good thing. It is not good. If you cannot do what you need to do in 5 years, you cannot do it in 10. We have been stuck with this low caliber of political leaders. We don't want to continue with this. But let's look at another thing, another interesting aspect of this bill or content is having another or two more speakers. This interested me yesterday when Rebecca Kadaga came out to speak about this. People raised that minister, I think it was Asia Kasaja, who said the financial implication, we cannot be able to have another speaker. And I saw someone furious saying, but what are you talking about? If we can pass money allocation for other people, then why? Parliament is having over, that is maybe 500 this time round members. So what are you talking about money? Yet the same people are saying we should repeal the office of the resident district commissioners because we want to reduce the cost of administration. I think there's a hypocrisy. Everyone thinks good medicine should be for the neighbor. No one wants to take it. Everybody wants everyone else to tighten their belts. For example, you know that the government has lately refreshed the argument that there should be a merging of certain ministries with departments and agencies and so on and so forth, which is a very good argument, because there is a duplication of work and excessive expenditure, and especially the unacceptable difference in wages in the public service. But these same people don't want it in their backyard. They want everyone to do this, but not themselves. You see, these arguments are not sustainable. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. What is good for the executive is good for the legislature and for the judiciary. So if executive cannot handle spending cuts, they are not good for anyone else either. That is the problem we have with this country. People are always seeking what benefits them at the expense of the state. Well, also we have to look at army representation, either out or remain ex-officios. I think that is also something that has been argued for quite a while. Some would say that in the interest, after a nation has been stable for all these years, it was a good argument when NRM first came to power. Then people could not, the role of the military was not well appreciated by the public, and vice versa. And the military was also not very respectful of civilian rule and civilian structures and so on and so forth. I think that argument is no longer as strong as it once was. I think what could happen was that this thing could be revisited in terms of, for example, what should be the role of the military 35 years into NRM rule. For example, right now, everybody's wondering about the balance of military boundaries within civilian life as opposed to police, the extent of police work. We have seen where those boundaries are increasingly being challenged.
Yes.
I think those are the things that should be revisited as opposed to being in parliament for historical reasons. I'm thinking the reason for the army being there needs to be revisited.
Because one argued, one of the members of parliament said that we are handling partisan issues in politics, and when we say UPDF is a non-partisan army, yet we are dragging it into partisan issues, citing a few army representatives, if you remember, down the road, who was on the floor of parliament, made some comments that didn't go well with the authority that later had to dance to the tune of actually what they had presented. But they were speaking out to the matters as politicians, forgetting maybe that they had the uniform upon them. So much happened this week, and we want to crown it up by looking at now government of Uganda takes full charge of issuing driving permits after the contract of First Technology expired. According to Honorable the Minister for Works and Transport, General Katumba Amala, he said a new company that is under the facility of government now takes shape, and away from Chambogo, now we go to the headquarters of Uganda Railways, where one will be receiving their licenses. This time it's a bit cheaper compared to what it has been, and many are skeptical. We still have quality, but he says this printery is also going to be handling all security, printing of security documents that we need, the national ID, driving licenses, everything that be.
But I think there's some important differences from the previous arrangement. Among them that you won't just have to do a written application to have your license, but you'll also have an oral interview. Then you'll also have a test, computerized test. But the minister also indicated that this test will allow the permits that are issued to be of use anywhere in the world, because they will be at a global level.
Because it will be for East Africa, then also COMESA, that is for COMESA region, the same driving permit will be working. And of course, away from the short period you've been having, now you can have a permit that will last for 5 years. You can choose, get 1 year, get 3 years, but it will have a maximum of 5 years.
But also, among the important differences that they're hoping to see is that they're hoping that the computerization will minimize human engagement in the process. Among them, they're hoping that there will not be so much corruption. But not only that, they say that many of the human beings have been not so fair to some of these drivers. So they hope that when you engage a machine, it will tell you results as they really are, as opposed to that man failed me because he didn't like me. The way things are being set up, well, I think for me the most important benefit would be being able to drive anywhere in the world. It's a good thing.
We just hope it works out very well. Of course, if you remember, the last about 4 months have not been very well when it comes to people getting driving permits, and we hope that the prices that were really stipulated by the government are followed. Because one of the reasons why Ugandans, first and foremost, the process is very hectic most of the times. Then also the costs, the corruption that is involved there. When you look at, I was trying to look at the costs that so far have been laid out, according to government, as Winston Katushabe, who is in charge of Transport Licensing Board, the figures he gave us here, and I was like, now it's time for every Ugandan at least to ensure that they have a driving permit. There's no reason why you should continue not having a driving permit, even after now it's really in charge of our country, and they're going to be doing, looking at the prices here, for someone to get, that is a permit, now it will range from about 250,000. Yes, you can be able to get a permit there. And I'm just looking at how long, there are a number of categories that I want to focus on. Okay, if you want to pay for a year, that is for a new driving license, it will cost you 55,000. Can you imagine? 55,000. Then for 3 years, it will cost you 150,000. That's for 3 years. And for 5-year period, it will cost you 250,000. I think this is something that really every Ugandan on the road should know.
About 3 times less than it used to be.
Yeah, 3 times less than it used to be. And when you look at that, you can have a 5-year period, but also very interesting that now it is going to be done by a company that is owned by the government of Uganda, and also you can pay for 1 year or pay for 5 years. Your driving license will be there. And of course, so much has happened in terms of shifting that you'll not be going to Chambogo, and it's going to be at Railways headquarters there, where the company is going to be exercising the work. And it will be working in East Africa. It also work in SADC and Comesa. So for those particular areas, when you have a driving license from Uganda, you'll be able to drive uninterrupted, not getting a permit when you enter those countries. So there are benefits, but most importantly here that for Rachel is that now it's a company that is a government company there. And I think this is why we are seeing reduction in costs. The only problem we should now look out for, are we going to be able to fight the challenges that we've been having previously, like blockers, connection here, then you don't get, people spend a lot that we used to have in the passport office until it was cleared by immigration. Well, they'll tell you 400 express, 250 this, but a person will tell you I paid about $1 million to get my passport.
I think the challenge is that wherever human beings are involved, a computer can only do so much. A computer does what it needs to do when you engage it. But then there are these human beings that won't allow you to do the computer alone. So that in itself, it could reduce to some degree, but it will not do that totally.
We just hope we support systems to ensure that we eliminate these loopholes, because this is what a government really targets. But from me and Rachel, we just want to wish you a lovely weekend. Remember, this is the last month of February. Enjoy yourself. Remember, first semi-candidates will be reporting back to school. But in case you're looking for a place to chill, to wash off the stress, to better think where nature is at its best, that is Protea Hotel here in Entebbe. Have a lovely weekend. I'll leave you with, that is Priscilla, to take you through more and let you know more about this place.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Stay connected to the largest 4G network in Uganda, anytime, anywhere, using the Airtel 4G Pocket MiFi, available at only 123,000 Uganda shillings. This comes with 15 GB free, valid for a month. You can connect up to 10 users at a go and still enjoy a shared yet unmatched internet experience. Dial *175*9# to activate free 15 GB. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates, because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
this weekend on UBC.
Hi.
As YouTube's popularity continues to stuff on it, their reputation also grows with it. I have a very beautiful and charming lady with a brains as well, the host of our very own show, which also runs on YouTube, called A Chat with Methia.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Methia Lydia. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is my first video. I hope you enjoy your stay here as you have a chat with Methia. I've always wanted to do a show like sitting down with someone and profiling people, talking about their lives, discussing issues, something of a sort. Though I presented my ideas to different TV stations, and they all rejected.
Time. They say we shall get back to you.
They tell you we're going to think about it, but they never really do. They don't get back to you. Some of them just reject you and they're like, no, we can't do that. So I was like...
have you faced any rejections?
Yes, on TV. Like, you take your proposals, and because I've always wanted TV, like from day one, I've always wanted TV. Believe in what you do. No matter how many people are there to compete with you, just believe you're the best.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, it's time for us to continue chilling here at Good Morning Uganda, and we are hosted this Friday morning by Protea Hotel. It is found in Entebbe. If you're coming from the airport, it's just 1 kilometer, and it is to your left. It's a beautiful, wonderful, luxurious, exquisite hotel that you can choose to spend your weekend. If you do have a conference, definitely this is the place to come to, and that is why we came here. So Felix and I are doing some exploring. To find out the other spaces that are in Protea Hotel. And one of the other spaces that we have discovered is
the bar.
Yeah, mini bar
area.
There's
a very tough guy here at the bar. Probably he's telling you either to take more or not.
He's your waiter for the day.
I know, I can imagine. So it's quite. But of course, I love the art pieces inside here. The space, the silence.
I actually thought of naming the art pieces here. I had named that one myself. And then definitely I want to name those two art pieces. They are art pieces of lion, and I want to name one Felix and I'm naming one Robert, simply because I believe the lion in them is actually very, very powerful, and it is an awesome animal to emulate as far as leadership is concerned, as far as protection, guardianship is concerned. Anyway, we're not here to talk about art pieces. We're here to enjoy the space in Protea Hotel in Entebbe. So while we're doing that, Felix, the weekend is here.
It is indeed.
Any plans for the weekend?
Well, of course, my weekends are a bit busy now that we have students back in school, university guys are back in school, so there's quite a lot that we're doing and remember that. But also, for some of you who love sports, there's a lot of activity in sports happening.
Yes, that is true.
We have the
LaRousse Awards coming through, where you do have Joshua Cheptegei nominated as Sportsman of the Year.
Yeah, you can imagine, and that is for worldwide. So keep voting. We have the Nickelodeon Awards, where we have Shiba Karungi. I saw the Ghetto Kids also in one of the nominations. I think
but the Ghetto Kids, a decade later, and they're still a strong dancing group representing Africa. That's good.
Basically, there's much of entertainment. However, there's been also this whole wave of bar owners trying to put their place
lobby themselves
and I've heard that they're coming up with a particular award. There's an award they're coming up with probably to also stay relevant. But on top of all that, don't forget to go to church Sunday. It's coming. But also speaking about nice places, don't forget to come with Protea.
Saturday. Actually, this would be my advice. If you want to enjoy awesome breakfast, continental breakfast, I'm talking about oats, cereals, are all in the same place. You have milk, you have drinking chocolate, coffee, you have different juices, you have fruits, and then you have food. You have sausages, bacon, baked beans, those fancy foods. Of course, with your African tea, every Ugandan and African loves their tea. So it also comes with your tea that you understand and you can relate to. But nevertheless, they do open their breakfast at 6:30 to 10:30 every weekday, Monday to Friday. So if you still have some time, surely you do still have some time, an hour, you can come by for breakfast. But on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the breakfast is from 6:30 to 11 a.m. And so you can bring your loved ones here and enjoy a sumptuous breakfast as well as the scenery. And the other things that you can enjoy here at Protea is swimming.
Speaking about swimming, Desire went on to our social media to quite make comments. Kachopea Puli and many more. Now Desire comes to say good morning.
Yeah.
Waiting to see Chirabo in jeans. Hey. I don't know how to read that. But
we shall try, Kachope. We shall do some shopping
comes to
and
say
try.
blessed week, Mr. Chirabo, Miss Priscilla, Mr. Nkunda, Jagenda, and Pima, and Apio Caroline. Good morning. Now Muchunguzi Alan. I'm Alan Muchunguzi from Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Talk about Eli Wamala. Then Trust Faithful also comes out to say a well body-shaped girl. Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That is Trust Faith. And of course, so many more comments keep coming in. But don't forget, you can replay, rewatch, rewind, forward the show on our YouTube channel and also on Facebook as well.
So you can live stream the show on our Facebook page right now, which is UBC Television, and you can be able to catch up with the show. But also, it's always there for you. If in case you cannot watch it in real time, it's always for you on our Facebook page. But also on our YouTube channel, you can always catch up with Good Morning Uganda, Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 9 a.m. And that is on UBC Television Uganda. Then also on Twitter, our Twitter handle is UBC TV Uganda. And the hashtag for Good Morning Uganda is UBCGMU. Holla at us. Let us know, where are you waking up from? What's the view like?
Ruben is already on a treadmill or carrying a dumbbell somewhere on a bar or in a pulley machine. I don't know whether he's doing a bicep, a tricep,
he needs to work on this bicep here. He needs to work on this bicep here.
He has a
my friend,
Ruben, you need to work on that.
I don't know if he's pregnant on behalf of my dad. I have no idea.
About Ruben, there's a Chirabo. Chirabo has a tractor. I don't know how they call that one. But anyway, Ruben will be giving us sports updates. And I think he'll be in the side of the spa, steam sauna, gym, and he's going to tell us about the Proteas, that side of it, where they have the gym, the spa. But speaking about what they offer, Priscilla is going to take us briefly also about
now, when you come to Protea Hotel, you know there are those hotels you go to and you're just limited to what is within the hotel. Well, at Protea Hotel in Entebbe, you can actually become an explorer within Entebbe, courtesy of Protea Hotel, and they can do that at a fee of a travel fee, a taxi. They can give you a van and you pay for it, and they take you around various places. We do have Lake Victoria, of course, obviously. They are at the lake, so definitely you can have a lake drive somewhere somehow. Then also, they're next to Ngamba Islands, the ones that harbor the orphaned chimpanzees. Now, chimpanzees are a beauty to see. If you see them in sculpture, then you get to see them in real life. You go like, Felix, that thing is going to eat me. I've seen it in the zoo, and it's very, very amazing. Also, they do have the Uganda Wildlife around, and so you can take a trip down to the Uganda Wildlife Authority, aka the zoo, and get to catch up on the animals that we have in Uganda. They do have the giraffe. I have fed the giraffe. Oh my goodness, it was such a hilarious experience. I felt like the guy was going to swallow all of me, but I'm giving him leaves. But anyway, it was very, very interesting. But again, their rooms are open and they are ready to actually welcome you. They do have check-ins at 10 a.m. and also at 2 p.m. So you can come check in for the weekend. The prices are very good because COVID-19, we all understand, it has hit you and it has hit you bad. But at Protea Hotel, they've definitely got you covered. And as far as money is concerned, they definitely have also got you covered. They do have continental meals. They do have Alcatel, a la carte.
A la carte.
I know it's a phone.
Let me save Priscilla from the Alcatel.
Yes,
I don't know what that is.
they do have an a la carte menu, and one of the favorites on that menu is the Nile perch fish. You need to come and, like, it's a very fat fish on that place. So you need to definitely come over the weekend and check it out here at Protea Hotel in Entebbe.
But speaking about Hotel Alcatel a la carte, let's hand over to Ruben Chibida Mukaseda, who will also take us through his own whatever that he has to be. And I know that there are a lot of games ahead of us. Express came out yesterday to perform well.
Yes.
The Uganda Cranes under 20 is doing equally well.
That is also the under 17 is getting ready for their tournament.
Yeah. And there have been a couple of talks in how we can get sports better. I guess that will be another conversation that Ruben will want to dive into. But we will take a break. But when we come back, Ruben will be taking you through the sports updates. You want to walk out?
Fine.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Food is more than just a great meal. It's even better when it's prepared with art. The Big Kitchen, brought to you by,
because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
I hate marriages that fail. I don't want your marriage to fail. Why? I mean, I'm succeeding in marriage. Why should you fail? Why should you fail? I hate it. And that's why we come over here every other moment to unlock the marital bliss.
You know, you're my wife.
Yeah.
I loved you.
Yeah.
I will always love you.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for standing with me. I want to thank you for raising our children. I want to thank you for the life we have stayed together. Thank you for being a wonderful woman. I wish every husband had a woman like Justine.
Yes. I have loved you from day one, and I always love you.
Amen.
Thank you for loving me. Thank you for taking care of us.
Amen.
I love you.
I love you
till
too.
death. God, that's after part.
Amen.
A hug. Oh. Yes, once you have the key, you don't have to fight. You just insert the key, turn around, and unlock bliss in your marriage. And that is why we are here. Remember to always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, social media, YouTube, and hey, let us know how this has been a blessing to you.
Buyogera nyaffe Uganda ku Radio Africa tolemwa kumwenya olw'akamwenyumwenyu akajjudde abanywanyi. Embeera y'obudde yatukolako mukwano n'obutonde obutubeezaawo ne butusobozesa buli omu okubeerawo mu ngeri ye, kuba ffenna tuli banjawulo ne mu ngeri gye tukwasaganyamu emirimu gyaffe. Naye ekitugatta ne tufuuka omuntu omu bwe buwoomye buva mu kyokunywa ekya Hallelujah Jingatted Drink ne Hallelujah Tamarind Drink, eddekende erikumala ennyonta ate nga wejjanjaba omubiri gwo. Ekyokunywa kino kye kitegeera emibiri gyaffe kuba kya butonde 100 ku 100. Woomerwa ekyokunywa kirimu omubisi gw'enkooge. Hallelujah Tamarind Drink ne Hallelujah Jingatted Drink bikolebwa ba Hallelujah Reflexology Healthy Solution and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Weefunira ekyokunywa kya Hallelujah leero okuva ku maduuka wonna. Bakubire ku noti 393 24 15 66.
Imagine a place where anything and everything is possible. A place of limitless access to the truth. A place where there's an abundance of hugs, kisses, passion, intimacy, and everything sweet. A place of definite connection to a spiritual realm of romance angels as they usher you and your beloved to the Lord of Romance. Yes, a place of paradise where relationships and marriage portray the glory of the Lord. This place is no longer tucked away in the book of Genesis. It is right here. Join your marriage anchor, Prosi Buyondo, for an exploration in the Garden of Eden, where the very first love story started. This is the Garden of Eden, Sundays 11 p.m. to midnight, right here on UBC TV.
Coming soon on UBC.
Are you money wiser?
This weekend on UBC.
Hey.
As YouTube's popularity continues to grow, the content creators, people that upload stuff on it, their reputation also grows with it. I have a very beautiful and charming lady with a brains as well, the host of our very own show, which also runs on YouTube, called A Chat with Methia.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Methia Lydia. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is my first video. I hope you enjoy your stay here as you have a chat with Methia. I've always wanted to do a show like sitting down with someone and profiling people, talking about their lives, discussing issues, something of the sort. Though I presented my ideas to different TV stations, and they all
always
rejected.
Time. They say we shall get back
to you. They tell you we're going to think about it, but they never really do. They don't get back to you. Some of them just reject you and they're like, no, we can't do that. So I was
Wait,
like...
have you faced any rejections?
Yes, on TV. Like, you take your proposals, and because I've always wanted TV, like from day one, I've always wanted TV.
Yeah.
Believe in what you do. No matter how many people are there to compete with you, just believe you're the best.
Food is more than just a great meal. It's even better when it's prepared with art. The Big Kitchen. Brought to you by...
Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
We are coming to you live from Protea Hotel Gym, and of course the instructors are so excited to visit with us. They are so excited to be here, and I'm pretty sure that many of you have not been part of the gym for a couple of years, even me inclusive. I was thinking of doing some Is it foot, whatever it is called? I don't know. But anyway, we are here to give you sports. But of course, the next to me is actually Arthur, the instructor in the gym. He will be sharing with us what they have as a gym. And of course, if you come here for fitness, what do you have to work on? As a tall man like Ruben, can I work on my muscles? Can I work on my knee? What can I work on if I'm in this gym? But anyway, good morning. My name is Ruben, and I'm glad that those who have actually just joined us, we are at Protea Hotel in Entebbe, and those who joined us from 6:30 a.m. or from 6 a.m. We are glad that you managed to be with us up to the hour of 9, because we go up to 9, and then we'll be go over to Jagenda to take you through game extra. But of course, like I said, I am joined by Ether, one of the instructors in this gym. I want him to tell me, how can I be part of the gym? What is in this gym? What do they have as services? So everything will be coming to just sit in the comfort of your sitting room and enjoy as we tour the gym. Good morning, Arthur.
Morning to you. How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Oh, pleasure.
I'm looking at so many things here. Is it 1 kilogram, 20 kilograms? So what is this here? What is it?
Those actually are dumbbells.
Yeah?
Dumbbells.
Dumbbells.
Yeah, you use them if you're doing weight exercises.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for a tall man like me, can I use them as well?
Well, it depends on what you're using them for. It's
Okay.
not a matter of just picking anything and just throw around. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a good one. Anyway, I was actually doing some things, but was it here when I happened to sit? And I want you to tell me, if I sat here,
yeah,
is it like this? How do I do it here?
Now, this is the machine which works mainly on for the abs and the back.
Okay.
Yeah, but before you begin any kind of exercise, you don't just come in and you start doing.
Oh.
Or we'll take you through what to assess you. So we have to check. Actually, sometimes we need a doctor's recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if I wanted to start there, and then I need to work on my muscles, my biceps muscles, my triceps muscles, my let's say I need to work on my thighs.
Yeah.
How do I start? Doctor takes time to make a decision.
You assess your health levels.
Okay.
Are you fit to do this?
Okay.
Yeah, because you may have other other ailments we don't know. You just begin doing anything, all of a sudden we see you collapsing. So
Okay.
we have a BMI room. We assess you.
Okay.
Yeah. Before you come here, you must visit your physician.
Okay.
So we build on that.
Oh.
Yeah. Then we design for you. It's according to what you want, because people come to gym for different reasons. Somebody comes in and wants to maybe to tone up.
Okay.
Others come, they want to lose weight. Others just want to be fit. But gym is part of your life. You have to, you have to have some kind of exercise within your life.
I want to understand the Cranes team that actually plays by bigger tournaments. When they visit a gym, what do you normally take them through? I mean, what should they focus on? Is it building the muscles? Is it general body weight, rather general body strength? What do you normally work on when the Cranes player come here for gymming?
So you look at fitness, building some bit of strength and endurance. Yeah, because they need it. Mostly, you see football, they run around a lot.
Yes.
So if you have like a number 2 who's going to run from there to there, they need to have some. Yeah. And maybe
So
things
I want to understand, Arthur. Are these balls here? Are they balls or they are? I want to know, because I know, personally, I know a basketball ball. It just looks like one. So what are these ones? What is this?
These are actually called medicine balls.
Medicine balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're weighted. They have different kilograms. You see, this is 1.
Okay.
2, 3. Yeah. So you use them for different exercises. Maybe my colleague can help you demonstrate how you can. Yeah. Use one of them to
let him come.
Yeah.
I want to understand.
Really. Like one of exercises you can use it with it.
So how do you use them? How? Let him show us.
He's gonna show.
What's your name?
My name is Collins.
Collins. So how do you use this?
You can use this for abs.
Okay.
These are all Russian twist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I have this tummy, how do I take it off? I just use this?
Yeah, you can use this. But most important, you need to watch what you eat.
Oh, okay. I love posho and beans.
And you and you also reduce on the beer.
Okay, that's the gym. Of course, we've seen. You said these are the what?
These are dumbbells.
Dumbbells.
Yeah.
How about the other ones? What is that?
Still dumbbells, but these are the small ones because these are the big ones. So these ones you have 1 kg.
With this, I just hold my hand like this, or I just put it down like this?
No, it depends on the exercise. I told you it depends on what exercise you're doing. Okay. For example, if you're working in the biceps, this would be what they call the alternative biceps curls.
Oh.
When I talk about a bicep, I mean this particular muscle here.
Okay.
Yeah.
The front muscle on the arm.
Exactly.
Okay.
Upper.
The triceps is the one which is down.
This is the tricep.
Okay. Let's have a seat here. Okay. Let's go to the other side. Let's sit the other side. All right. I would love to understand before going to the league, which team do you support locally here?
Locally, KCCA.
KCCA.
What other team?
Okay. We have games that will be played over the weekend. That's starting today. Express FC take on Wakiso Giants. I'd want to take your view on that. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Express has actually scored 8 goals in 2 games. So they're playing at home against Wakiso Giants. Should you expect more goals against Wakiso?
Yeah, you see, always when teams are playing at home, they have that kind of home advantage, that support, you're used to the pitch. So you all put all that into context. So I'm saying maybe we see like maybe 3 goals.
Maybe 3 goals.
Yeah.
Anyway, Express will play against Wakiso Giants. That is today at 4 p.m. That is at Bedroom Tesatu Stadium. Then we'll have Bull against Maida. That will be at 4 as well. Then tomorrow we have a couple of games on Lupa Protection Vipers. That will be away in Arua. Then we have Bright South against Police. Mbala will take on Chetume. SCV against UPDF. And your KCCA will take on Kitana FC. They haven't been playing well of late. So what should you expect from this game?
That's a sure win.
Sure win for KCC.
Of course.
Anyway, you want to takes on Busoga United, and of course, as the summit stands, the Vipers lead the summit, but then lying second is Police, and third is actually Express FC. But of course, we have games in England as well. There will be Premiership games, but the big one will be on Sunday, where Thomas Tuchel takes on Oregon Associates Man U. And for me, at Stamford Bridge, it's not easy for Man U to win that win, but I know that that Chelsea, after winning away in Atletico, they're in the mood now to take on Manchester United. But of course, Marcus Rashford also scored last weekend, and of course they played yesterday in the Europa League, and they couldn't find a goal. That is Man U. So maybe on Sunday they will be able to find the goals. But as the fixture stands for England, a couple of games that will be played in the Premier League, which I'll take you through. Manchester will take on like West Ham. That's on your screen. West Ham, that will be at 3:30 p.m. West Brom will take on Brighton. Then we have Leeds taking on Aston Villa. Newcastle will take on Wolves. And then on Sunday, Palace will take on Fulham. Leicester will take on Arsenal. Spurs will take on Burnley. And the big game for the weekend will be Chelsea against United. That will be a super Sunday. And my prediction will be, might go to Thomas Tuchel, Arthur. I don't know what you think, but I strongly believe that maybe this is the time for Chelsea to show that they are really back as a team. Because after sacking Frank Lampard, they are kind of getting results of late. So Manchester might be worried of Chelsea.
Well, since you're Chelsea at home,
they're playing at home,
but still, money has been getting better and better every day.
Okay.
By every match, so I wouldn't really give it so much to Chelsea. So
I know.
Yeah, I see maybe a 1 or 2 in favor of Man United.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Manchester might win. According to Arthur, Man U will win. According to me, I don't think United will win this game against Chelsea on Sunday. But anyway, in the La Liga, we have games as well. Eibar will take on Huesca. Sevilla will take on Barcelona. Good game to catch. Sevilla against Barcelona. Then Deportivo will take on Osasuna. Valencia will travel to Getafe, and actually this is going to be a tricky tie for them. Then on Sunday, Celta Vigo will take on Valladolid. We'll have Cadiz against Betis. and Villarreal will take on Atletico. If you ask me, I believe Barcelona might face it rough against Sevilla. That is away from the Camp Nou. And then in the Italian Serie A, Spezia will take on Parma. We'll have Bologna against Lazio, and Verona will take on Juventus. Then on Sunday, we'll have Sampdoria against Atlanta. Crotone will take on Cagliari. Udinese will take on Fiorentina. Inter will take on Genoa. Then we'll have Napoli also in action. But the big game in Italy will be Roma against AC Milan. Wow, Milan might be. They lost against Inter in the derby. That was 3-0. And they've been losing games of late. So maybe they've got to get back to winning ways when they visit Roma at the Stadio Olimpico. That will be on Sunday at exactly 10:45 p.m. Well, I've got to go, but of course, before I go, I need to talk to Arthur about certain things. Arthur, our team played, that's the under 20, and won the game, so we're into the semi-finals in the under 20 CHAN. So should we expect a bright future watching these boys play? And of course, you know, when boys graduate from youth ranks to the senior team, they tend to know each other, they tend to play well. So should we expect the Uganda, the under 20 team to give us a hope and to give us what we've been waiting for the last so many years in terms of winning?
Of course, you see, this is a young team, and they have been kind of playing together. They are growing up together, and they are, you know, there's that stage where you're willing to experiment. Yeah, you're not like these guys who are playing it safe. They are there, they're all watch, they want to show. So yeah, I see the
future is bright.
Yeah, it's bright.
Okay, thank you so much, Protea Hotel. Of course, thank you so much, Arthur.
You're welcome.
Really, it's nice having you on the show here. And of course, in the gym, I expect you. Actually, you show me something. Let's stand. You know, I am quite tall. Yeah. I want to understand if okay. Okay, now Priscilla, would you give us something like? Would you really exercise with that, Priscilla?
Unless he teaches me, I've already wondered what.
Okay, we've got to go. Run over to the broadcast house where the agenda is, and of course, thanks so much, Arthur, for your time, and of course, Priscilla, thanks so much as well. Since we have been here since 6 a.m. in the morning, and of course, taking you through, and the beauty of the lake. Really, I've enjoyed myself and my time here, and thanks to Protea Hotel for hosting us, and hopefully, we will come back here next time.
Hope to see you around very soon.
Hope you have a blessed weekend, and may the good Lord bless you. But don't forget that Jagina is up next. I'll take you through Game Extra, and it's actually the Pan-African Friday where he has Mututa and a call. They have a lot to discuss with you, so don't press that dial. Have yourselves a lovely weekend. Bye.
This is Good Morning Uganda.